Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be talking about the Michael DeSanta mystery and if he's finally been found in game. So in case you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, Ned Luke, who is the motion capture artist and voice actor for Michael DeSanta, 1/3 of the protagonist in GTA 5, has actually confirmed that he did work in the game. In fact, you can actually find Ned Luke spotted in the credits of Red Dead Redemption 2. And when someone pointed this out to Ned Luke, he put out this tweet that said, "Spotted in the credits, now can you find me in the game?" Hint, they took away my voice work, gonna be hard to recognize, but the character work is still in there. So that is kind of interesting, that somewhere in the game, Michael DeSanta is in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, there's been a couple of theories already as to who he actually might be. The first of which is this photo that seems to have been popping around all over the place. Ned Luke has confirmed that it is not him. This is actually a photo of some of the O'Driscolls. He stated that it is not him right there. Another photo that a lot of people are comparing him to is one of the Chelonians who looks like this. And I will say they do look very similar, but that Chelonian guy talks. Like, for example, if you were to greet or antagonize him on the mountain, he'll actually say stuff and he'll do like the Chelonian chants. So Ned Luke confirmed that his voice is no longer there. So we need to find a character who does not speak at all. And that's kind of tough because nearly every character that you run into in Red Dead Redemption 2 has some form of dialogue line, whether it's just a simple hi, hello, a grunt, a yell, a scream, anything. They don't even have to be characters in missions, but they'll have voice work, which makes Red Dead Redemption 2 so great because every character feels alive. But at the same rate, it's made our search for Michael DeSanta all that much tougher. However, the other day I got a message on my Facebook page and someone suggested that I check out the husband of the widow at Willard's Ranch, Charlotte, because they said that the widow's husband looked a lot like Michael DeSanta. So I wanted to investigate this. Now, I've already done a full investigation on the widow at Willard's Ranch. So if you're interested in that story and what happens if you choose not to help her, sort of a secret ending, I'll leave a link to both of those videos, which I've done in the description. However, let's talk about her husband now, Cal Balfour. Now, the cutscenes I'm going to be showing you guys right now, I'm going to be jumping around a little bit, but they all describe her husband. And it should give you a little bit more background on who we're dealing with here.
We came out here from the city in search of a different life. Something true, something real. All this squandering and indulgence, we wanted to strip it away, to find something authentic. What a pair of fools.
Is there a train station or a town I can take you to?
No, I can't give up now. He wouldn't want that. I can't have it. I'm gonna do this for you, Cal. No, we didn't know the first thing about hunting. We couldn't even catch a darn mouse.
What happened to your husband, if you don't mind me asking?
A bear got him. It was horrifying. He survived, but only for a couple of days. I buried him a week ago.
I'm sorry.
This was really his dream more than mine. I'd have hopped the next train back to Chicago if he'd said the word. But now, I don't know, it's hard to explain. I have to do this.
I understand.
Cal spent his summers growing up at his grandparents' lodge in Maine, but I get the impression they did more punting than hunting.
Right. You got a rifle?
Yes. Well, my husband's.
I suggest you learn how to use it. Now, come on, let's get you home.
I still can't believe he's gone. And if I'm gonna learn to hunt, I figured it was time I learned how to use Cal's gun properly.
How's that working out for you?
Well, let's just say my prey is looking decidedly unscathed. Not that I've had many of those. I'm sorry I can't give you a tour. There's just not much to see. My husband, Cal, was such an optimist. I found that to be very contagious. But there's a fine line between optimism and naivete. And we were both born with a silver spoon. Banquets, butlers, valets.
Sounds terrible.
It was just so many people, so many things. I was lost in it. I was crushed by it. My father was very overbearing. Then we came out here and I got crushed by this.
Okay, so on the surface level, you might have missed a couple of those things, but Charlotte reveals a handful of details that to me I think are eerily similar. The first of which is that he is a banker and that he was born in Chicago. Well, if we know a little bit of background on Michael DeSanta, we know that he clearly wasn't a banker, but instead a bank robber. And he was actually born in the Midwest near Carcer City. What is Carcer City based off of? Parts of Chicago, its surrounding areas, and Illinois. So right off the bat, Michael was born in the same place as Cal Balfour, and they ironically have similar careers. Cal was a banker, Michael robbed banks. So that's very, very interesting right there. Now, here's where I'm going to need your help in figuring out if they really do look all that similar, because we can actually find a photograph on the inside of the house, and that is the only time we see Cal Balfour in game. He's never posted anywhere else, and unfortunately, the photo is a little blurry. It's hard to see because you can only zoom in so much, but that right there checks off a lot of the boxes. There would be no reason for his voice work to be there. They would have just simply used his character model, and that's that. So that checks off the boxes as far as Ned Luke's requirements. And then all the other requirements I just mentioned earlier, they look similar. They had similar professions, ironically, and they were also born in the same place. Now, clearly they would have been born at different times, and that's a whole nother argument right there. Is the Red Dead Redemption universe in any way, shape, or form connected to the Grand Theft Auto universe? That's a debate for another video. So the more and more that we look at this, the more I'm starting to believe that this could be very plausible. The only problem with that is this seems to be a very, very minor role. Like someone as big as Ned Luke, who played the protagonist of GTA 5, would they give him such a very small role? And keep in mind, this is an optional mission. Like, you can only trigger this in Chapter 6 at the very end of the game, and it's totally optional if you want to do this anyways. You can, complete Red Dead Redemption 2 without even running across this mission. So I think until or even if Ned Luke decides to give us another hint, that might be the best guess that we ultimately have. But this wouldn't be the first instance in which we've seen characters from the Grand Theft Auto universe appear in the Red Dead Redemption universe. In fact, I'll leave another link to a video that I did maybe about a month or two in the description that actually shows some Grand Theft Auto characters making appearances in Red Dead Redemption 2. Whether it's just certain names of characters like Aiden O'Malley or Edmund Lowry Jr., who we know is the serial killer, or whether we do see characters like Trevor Phillips even show up in there, and even someone like the Sasquatch Hunter, who was in Red Dead Redemption as well, then went to GTA 5 and now is back in Red Dead Redemption 2. So it certainly wouldn't be the first time. Wrapping up with a few more thoughts and some other things that Ned Luke has said regarding this topic. Someone actually inquired whether he did motion capture or not. And Ned Luke said, "Love when you think you know it all, but know nothing at all." So again, I think this supports the fact that this is Cal Balfour, because since he doesn't physically appear in game, he wouldn't have to do any motion capture for him. Rockstar would have just used his character model for that photograph. So that's another thing that gives us sort of some positive reinforcement for this character being the one that is modeled after Michael. Another thing he said is maybe Rockstar didn't want me to be noticed, although I must say you would never have recognized the voice. It's called acting. And yes, I'm made for the Wild West, a real horseman from way back, and a damn good hillbilly. So again, that's kind of interesting too, is maybe Rockstar didn't want Ned Luke to be noticed. And in this instance of Cal Balfour, you really wouldn't notice him unless you knew, number one, all the details that he's told us, and number two, all the details regarding Cal Balfour's backstory too. But as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think that Cal Balfour is Michael DeSanta? To me, it checks off a lot of the boxes, and so far, I haven't seen another answer that could be as likely. So again, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You'd like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.